Hopefully you can see me. There we go. Okay. Hello, I see I have a viewer. Welcome. So I just did a video and posted it on Twitch. I had an outdoor art show. Excuse my voice. And it kind of blew my stuff all over the place. So I'm just doing some repairs. I'm not painting any new pieces today. And I figured you might want to hang around for this. So this I had on a rack that blew down and made kind of a mess. So I've got like some black on it from the rack. And sorry, my desk is so messy because I've been busy this week. And then a little bit of here that I need to clean off. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just basic studio time. Alrighty dighty. Well, let's see. I have a towel behind me. And the first thing I want to do, obviously, is see if it'll just wipe off because this piece has been varnished. Let me get where you can see what I'm doing. Kind of a mess today. I unpacked my paintings, and whenever you do an outdoor art festival, you're always in danger of ruining your stuff. And it was super windy yesterday, so I decided not to do the show today that I wanted to go to because it was supposed to be just as windy today. And I'm glad I didn't go because it was a little rainy all day. Not so much windy, but sprinkled all day long and was cold. I don't like the cold. All right, I think it's not so bad, but I'm still gonna put a layer of, I don't even think I did do varnish on this one. So I have this, let me show you. Let's see, satin varnish, gel. Oh, I don't have any more. So I could put a layer of, what I usually like to use is gel varnish. So if I were to put a little bit of color in it and put it on the painting, it would be just fine and I wouldn't need another coat of varnish on it. But I think what I'm going to use is a little bit of gel with a little bit of paint, and gel will work as a kind of varnish also. I put gel on a lot of my paintings, so it'll be fine. So I've got a gloss gel here, and then on the bottoms where it's dirty, which I didn't expect that to happen, but I guess I should have known, I'll just, I'm going to paint that after I try and clean it off. So I'll start with that. Hello and welcome. Let's see if I can put this where you can see it. Now the only problem with doing the front of the canvas is you can damage the canvas, but I'm gonna, since it seems to be coming off, I'm gonna try the front too. That may not be dirt. It may just be, paint. Maybe I accidentally put my paintbrush there and I never noticed it. I don't think so though. I don't want to push in too much, although I will say, if you were to indent your canvas, you could just spray the back, which I think I have a water sprayer around here somewhere. All right, so I still see it there. Definitely looks permanent. I don't want to take the chance of rubbing off the paint, so I'm just going to, since it bothers me, even if it was already there, I'm just going to put a little bit of gel and some paint. See if I can get it the same color without messing things up. All right. Alice is in here with me and she's asleep. All right. I only need a tiny bit. What's this? It's not the exact same titanium white that I used, but it's close enough. Mix that with my gel. Actually, I might do a little bit more gel. Make sure that mixes in. Gel usually makes it more like a glaze, which is okay, because the titanium white's pretty opaque, so it shouldn't be able to see through it. So I'm gonna put that here. Yeah. And put it a few places so it doesn't look like a repair. It looks like part of the painting. There's another little area. It almost looks like I missed when I painted it. Bring it up in there. There. Now we've got a proper repair. Does not look like anything went wrong. You'd never know it if you didn't see me fix it, so. I feel like was probably already there and I just didn't notice. All right, so now I'm just gonna check the sides. So whenever I take my art to shows, it goes in and out of my bag, and they can get worn on the corners here. So it's not unusual to get some wear. I've started wrapping them in bubble wrap. I think actually I'm going to buy some of that foam, soft foam, instead of bubble wrap, because the bubble wrap just pops and the foam won't pop, and use that instead. This one's not too bad. It doesn't do much traveling with me. All right, so I'm going to hang this one up to dry, and then I'll get another one. Be right back. Okay. Now, so this one doesn't have a lot wrong with it, but it has gone out to a lot of shows. So there's a little bit, there's some marks on the corners, on some of the edges. You can see here, let me turn off that flashing light. Okay. Hopefully that's better. Alrighty, so we can see here in this corner, there's a little mark that I need to fix. I keep hitting my computer. I'm sorry about the jiggle. And then there's a little mark in this corner, which is pretty normal wear for art that goes out to the shows. Maybe a little bit here. So I just have to be careful to match the color as close as possible. Ah, I'm sorry. Alrighty, so I've got some of the colors that I used. I have this pretty little pink with a little bit of orange. I'll use the same process where I'll mix my color and then I'll add some gel to it. Get it as close as possible. Which it looks like I probably need a little bit of yellow in there. Oh no, can you see that? There we go. Maybe lighten it. I've got some yeah, maybe just lighten it a little bit with some white. White. We won't worry about the yellow. I don't think we're going to need the yellow. I've got this gray palette paper, which is not bad. I prefer white to make sure my colors match, but this looks, that looks really good. So between those two, okay, and then I'm going to get a little bit of the gel medium. Okay, and mix that together. And that gel is going to adhere to the varnish, and it'll be just fine. I don't have to worry about, yeah, look at that. A near perfect match. Awesome. I can bring it along the sides here. Freshen all this up and across the top. Looks good. That is beautiful. That worked. All right, and this side seems to be a little more yellow, but it'll be okay. So we'll just bring it all the way through like this. Cover up that spot, and it'll just be some nice, oh, get rid of some of that green that was probably there by mistake. We can actually get a little bit more orange in here. And because it's got the gel, it's going to make a nice shiny coat. It's going to look like varnish, and it will be fine, and hopefully will stand the test of time. Awesome. And then I'm going to go up. Can you see? Yeah. Up in here a little bit and just bring it across. That'd be fun. There we go. Here's our fix right there. The line is gone. I'm going to check the edges of this. There's a little spot there where there's some white clouds, and as a matter of fact, I could just bring some sky into that. That'll be just fine. There we go, look at that. Looks like it's always been there. Should have always been there. Looks like I didn't finish that side. There we go. I don't worry as much about varnishing the sides as the top. Awesome sauce. So, and that's, you know, that's only gonna need, see, now the mark is gone. It's only gonna need an hour to dry, but it's gonna be on my wall for a while, and it's not going anywhere for probably at least 2 weeks, because I don't have any shows scheduled. Everything I have is ongoing right now. All right, so there's another mark on the bottom there that I would like to fix. And that was, I used, I think, gray with titanium white. So Let me go find my gray. Just realized I took my microphone off last time. Sorry about that. Well, if I'm the only one watching me, then I guess it's not a big deal. But the recording, the sound will be a little bit off. I apologize for that. I'll fix it with voiceover later if you're watching this again. If there's a little bit of a blip, you'll know why. All right, so I'm going to put my gray here with my titanium, and I'm sure I used a little bit of gray because this is titanium white. Oops. This is titanium white, and I probably put a little bit of gray in with the titanium white to make this wet sand. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to make sure I rinse my brush really good so there's no color in it. Repairs are not my favorite thing to do, but since I just had a show yesterday, I want to do the repairs today because I have a tendency to forget to do them when it gets close to the show, and then I feel like I have to do them at the show, and that's just silly. You know, because then if someone were to buy a painting that I just fixed, it wouldn't be dry, it could cause an issue, so I need to take care of it today. Alright, so let me get this little bit of gray into my titanium white, see if I can get it close to the color on the painting. I think we managed it. That looks pretty darn close. Alright, so I'm going to get, again, some gel. Well, and I paint with acrylics, so the nice thing about acrylics is that, you know, the color lasts a long time. You don't really need a protective coat. It does look prettier. Really, it's for times like this when if you have to clean your painting, it'll protect it. In my experience, that's really the only time I've really needed any type of protective coating is when I've had to go back and clean something from an art festival. That's actually why I started to make it a normal practice. Oh, here's a little spot over here you can't see. Nope, you can't see. Up here, but I wanted to. Alright, and then on the bottom, you're not going to be able to see, I guess, because it's going to be hard to get it under the, where is it? You know, because it's so big. Can you kind of see that? Kind of. Make sure I get the gel with the color. There it is. Boop. And the corners tend to get worn. So I'm going to check the corners. There we go. Fixed. Alrighty, let me see what else I got. I'll be right back. Alrighty dighty. Well, I'm looking at this one. Watching the break. And I do see she fell on the road and there is some dirt. I might be able to just clean this off on the back. What a mess. But no holes in the front. There is a little bit of something on the front. I think Alice did that. And there's a little bit of dirt on the front. So I'm going to start with just trying to clean this. So let me get off my brushes. Make sure they don't dry out while I'm doing this. Alright, so I'm going to take the other end of my towel and try to clean off the back of this. My goodness, that's really disappointing. with hot glue, which actually made a beautiful repair. It's still good. So I think I can use that for my broken canvas that I have. It's better to clean it than to paint over it, because painting, you can tell you've painted over something. Someone might want to know why it's painted over, so it's better to just use a little elbow grease. All right. I feel like this actually paint. Yep. I accidentally stuck the painting into paint. That looks good. You can see my name's starting to wear off the back, so I might rewrite that on there. It's wearing off over time is all. Alrighty, let's see. This is kind of therapeutic. I don't love cleaning house, but this isn't bad. I think I don't mind it because I really wanted to do this today, and I'm finally getting around to it. Managed to get some of my house chores done, so still gotta go grocery shopping. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. All right, there's quite a bit here. Don't usually put my paintings on my metal wall, but it was so windy I could not put my canvas walls up. So, and I feel like the metal walls, I need to wash them. These shouldn't be dirty from hanging up on the walls. Nice. All right, most of the rest of this is paint that's on the back. And I'm gonna need hot glue to fix that. So I'm just gonna do it while I'm on this one so I don't forget to go back to it. The rest of the canvas looks fine. So once again, I'll be right back. I keep looking at myself instead of looking at the camera. Oh my goodness. I'm just waiting for my glue gun to be ready. Oh, there it is, it's ready. Alrighty. So, as you can see, I can bring it down a little bit more. Here is the spot. And oh, there we go. There is our glue. Might as well get it in there. Alrighty, so then I'm gonna take, I don't really use this paintbrush. I'm gonna just push this down, spread the glue around. Basically, it's just gonna make a seal. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Gotta be careful with hot glue though. Tries. It can burn even though I touched it. It was already cool, but it gets really, really hot. Alright, so I'll try that again. Because that was a bit of a mess. Instead of gluing it down underneath, I'm just gonna put the hot glue on top. Just do a little bit. And make like a seal. That looks much better. So I'm just gonna kind of bring it down like this. So the most important thing is to keep the canvas from unraveling. And I would not stick my fingers in hot glue. Feels like this isn't warm enough, but it is melting. Because it will burn your fingers. So I'm just kind of using this to smooth it. I really wanted to get it down, and it's kind of popping up a little bit. I'd really like to get it down nice and smooth. That's not too bad. Okay. Not perfect, but you know, when you work that hard on a piece of art and then something like that happens, the art is still valuable. It's not like a mug, right? If I buy a mug at the store, this mug's going to be $5. If it's chipped, I don't want to pay $5 for it. I'd rather see if I can get it for $3. But with the paintings, the canvas isn't valuable. It's the painting on the other side. So as long as you can keep it from coming apart. See, that's pretty sturdy. That should be perfectly fine. You know what? I'm gonna glue this corner down because it bugs me. Alright. Alright, so the canvas on the back of this has been repaired, but there were still some areas on the front that needed some love. Maybe just a clean rag. I'm going to clean those up. That's what happens when your art goes flying. Could have been a lot worse, so I feel blessed. I mean, I was sad, but I didn't cry. It wasn't that bad. The first time I had an issue at a show, it rained inside my tent, and I did cry because it rained on my artwork. I thought all my artwork was ruined. Some big pieces, you know, some stuff you put your heart and soul into it, and I didn't have a lot of art back then. It was my first year, and it just made me so sad. Now, fortunately, this show, I have stuff in a few other places, so I didn't have all my artwork with me. So I only had a little bit. Although, you know, this is one I would hate to get ruined because it took so much time to paint it. And it's kind of personal. So, not that I want any of them to get injured, but there's definitely some that you're like, oh, no problem, I can fix it. And then there's others that's like, no, that's not okay. Alrighty, so this one has some stuff here I wasn't able to get off a while back. And I'm not sure how to get it off. I'm not sure what it is. It definitely doesn't belong there. I think maybe some alcohol and a Q-tip. If I can do that without ruining it, that'd be great. Alrighty dighty. Alright, so Alright, so what I'm going to try to do to get this off, I couldn't scrub it off. Let me see if I can put it in your field of view. You probably can't see it. This pink mark. I couldn't get it off. I don't want to paint over it. There's too many colors there. Since it's varnished, I'm going to try alcohol, see if I can do this without ruining it. Because I know alcohol can take some things off and it dries quickly. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's working. Awesome! I'm so happy. All right. And I will probably need to revarnish there. I don't mind. I've got some varnish that I can use for that. I'm sure the alcohol is going to kind of ruin this, but hey, it worked. All right. So that is a little sticky where the alcohol is, so I'm going to give that a minute to dry. I'm not going to use this anywhere else. But you can see, because the way the colors are, there would just be a lot involved with trying to fix that. With the colors and getting those green colors right and the shadows, it would take a long time. It's not really worth it to try and do that unless I absolutely have to. All right, so all right, it's kind of sticky. So I'm going to do, I've got a little bit of varnish that I can put on there, this satin varnish. And let me get my varnish brush. So I have separate brushes that I use specifically for varnishing. They don't get used for anything else. And I don't need very much, so I'm not going to pour it into a bowl. I'm just going to put a little bit on my brush. Ooh, there you go. And just go over that area with the varnish. What? It's okay if I get more than what I need. Just spread it around, make a nice even coat. Alrighty, so now that is varnished and protected. And this piece, I think, is ready to go back out into the field. I see one more spot I might need to work on, but let me rinse off this brush. My little varnish brush needs some work. All right, I'll put that over there. And move this just varnish back. And I use this satin varnish, which is what is on this painting. All right, let's see. I feel like if I can do this without ruining what I just varnished, that looks really good. Yeah, there's a little spot here. I'll show you here where the paint's chipped. I'm going to just do a quick repair on that. And I have the colors, the pinks and the orange. And the reason why that's pretty consistent, this is part of a series where I used coral skies, coral colors for the skies. Here we go. Easy peasy. Maybe get a little bit in that corner there. And then I'm not going to mix that with the varnish, but I don't have a problem putting a little bit of gel over that. Use it. And that can all dry together. That gel dries clear, so it'll look just fine once it's dried. It's okay to have a little bit. There we go. That'll be fine. All right, that looks good. And then let me check the other corner. Not bad, not bad, but not perfect. Brighten that up, because I am going to notice that for sure. Looks good. Oh, and there's a little bit right here along the side where it was on the ground. Okay, not bad, not much. So we're going to go back to the titanium white. We've got, let's see, here it is. Some titanium white. Ah, too much. Too much. Too much titanium white. That's not too bad. So I think this one is done. Just have to be careful when I touch her. So again, I did a little bit of repair on each corner. Got some stuff off down here and then varnish to protect it because, let's see, we had a little smudge up here that we needed to cover where some of the paint came off. And then did a little repair on the back of the canvas so that it doesn't fray. Alright, so I'm going to put this down. I think I can just put it on the floor. Alrighty. So this I consider multimedia. I used a print, and then I put some glass and a little bit of glass embellishments here and resin. So what happened with this is it got some little areas like here. Let's see if I can show you where it hit the ground and over here. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I could probably wipe it down, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sand the areas and put a little bit of resin, keep it really, really thin. Because it's not that bad. It's just scratched. You know what I could probably just do, now that I think about it, I could wet sand it and that would be all it needs. Then I wouldn't even need to use resin. Haha. That's what I'll do. Alright, so that's it for today. I've repaired everything here that needs to be repaired. Friends, beach lovers, I'll talk to you later. And you all have a happy rest of your Sunday. And I can figure out how to turn this off. Bye.